Okay, a couple quick things, and this is where you're going to want your notebook. When you are out and about searching for items to sell, okay, this is a completely different process than drop shipping, because this is something where you actually have a physical product that you are going to take into your house and put in your storage room or your warehouse, wherever that is. And when the buyer buys it, you are shipping this item physically. Okay? So what happens is this, is when you go and find stuff and you're sourcing product, a rule of thumb for me personally is I like to be making at least $10 profit on an item if it's going to sell. Now, if you are just trying to do this just to get out of PayPal jail and you don't care what it sells for as long as you break even, that's perfectly okay. You can go and buy a $2 item and sell it for $5, and as long as it's going to ship for less than $5, I mean, you'll be fine and you'll be in free sailing. But for me personally, doing this professionally, I prefer to find items that I can sell for and make at least $10 profit on. It has to be a minimum of that. So usually the items that I sell, I'm actually selling in the minimum of $20 or more typically anymore. When I was doing the Lego minifigures, I was selling them for, $5, $10 a piece, depending on the, the theme that they came from. But when you're out and about, there's things that you need to watch for, and is this, okay? Is this something that has enough value that I can make at least $10 profit on? The other thing is, how big is it, and is it heavy? Because this is something now that you are shipping out yourself. You are shipping it, okay? And so what you need to know is this going to be something that's going to cost me too much money to ship it? Because typically what you're going to do is you're going to list this stuff with free shipping. You don't have to. You just get a better rank when you're searching, or you just get a better rank in buyers' searches when you're doing free shipping. So you want to find items that are fairly light or are fairly small. If you're using the USPS, the United States Postal Service's shipping program, they have flat rate boxes that you can put just about anything in as long as they fit in the box. Their whole motto is if it fits, it ships. And depending on the size of the box, you're just going to have a flat rate. And you can learn a little bit more about that. I might cut another video on that a little bit later about the shipping processes. But when you're outsourcing product, you need to make sure that you're finding items that are either light and that are also somewhat small, so that they're easy to ship and they're not going to cost you a lot to ship. Because you might find a steal of a deal, for $1 at a garage sale, but because it's large and heavy, it's going to cost you a bajillion dollars to ship, and you don't want that. A rule of thumb that I have found for shipping, typically if an item is about 5 pounds or more, and is fairly large in size, on average-ish, you can figure it's going to cost you approximately $1 a pound, okay, for shipping. So for example, I was in a thrift store in the Twin Cities a while back, and I don't do appliances unless they're like brand new in the box. And that's another thing too, to put this in your notes. When you're looking for stuff, you want to find collectibles or new in-box items. They need to be in really good condition, because typically you're selling to collectors or people who are trying to replace something that they broke or something that they don't have, And so if you find an item that's not like an 8 out of 10 or better, it's probably not worth picking up, because people aren't going to want to buy it. Okay, so condition is everything, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about condition a little bit later. But anyway, so this I don't do appliances unless they're in almost brand new condition. I was at the thrift store and I was looking at some of the coffee makers. I'm going, man, I need a new coffee maker, and I don't mind a used coffee maker as long as it's in good condition. And they had this espresso machine. I'd never seen one before, and I got to looking at it. Wow, that's kind of unique. How much is that? And it was $35 for this thing. I go, I don't know anything about espresso makers. So I got on eBay and I looked up the name that was on the appliance, and I can't remember what it was. It was like something like VIA, and I forget what the rest of it is. And there was only 4 of them listed on eBay. Okay, 4 of them listed on eBay. That's not a bad thing. it can be a really good thing. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. There's only 4 of them listed on eBay, and the ones that were used were listed for $150-ish, okay? And there was one that was brand new in box, and it was listed for $250. Now, when you are searching for items, write this down. When you're searching for items and you think you've got something that might be of value, you need to find it on eBay and then go check the sold listings. This is a gold nugget. Go check the sold listings. People can list items on eBay for however much they want. But just because it's listed for that doesn't mean that's what buyers are willing to pay. You need to go check the sold listings, find out what the average is selling price for those sold listings, and then also check the dates. This gold nugget. Check the dates on how often that item is selling, okay? And if it's selling fairly frequently during the month or within a couple of months or whatever, it's probably worth picking up. This particular appliance, they had sold like 5 of them in the last month, and there was only 4 of them listed on eBay when I looked, which tells me this is a rare item, okay? And it's in demand, and these people that are looking for them, they're picking them up just about as fast as they're coming up on eBay. So but the thing for me was this: it's large and it's heavy, which is bad news for me if it doesn't sell, because now I'm out $35 and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And I don't know if it works or not, and there's no way for me to test it in the store. Okay, so that's why I typically stay away from electronics when I'm doing that type of stuff, including, appliances and things. So anyway, long story short, I took a gamble on it because the worst case scenario was I figured this has enough parts and pieces in it that I can probably sell it for parts and probably break even. But if it works, I can probably sell it for a lot of money. And so I did. I got it home, I tested it, it worked fine. I listed it up on eBay for a sell price because I try to have my stuff sell within 30 days. That's another golden nugget. You need to list a price, your items at a price that are hopefully going to sell within 30 days or less. And this item, it sold within 2 days, and it sold for like $230. Okay, now shipping on it cost me $25 to ship it. So I paid $30 for it at the cash register at the thrift store, and it cost me $25 or whatever it was to ship the item. So that's one thing you got to watch out for when you're looking for items. Is it heavy? Is it large? Because if it's heavy and it's large, it's going to cost you money to ship. See you in the next video, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the principles of thrifting.